Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And peace and blessings to the sincere brothers out there and sisters that's practicing this truth to the best of their abilities. All right. This lesson was inspired because I was watching the Apostle Ari Amlab's live show. I remember the last one I watched. I noticed that you can make a lesson just by off the comment boards, because every brother watches Ari Amlab's live show, and other brothers' live shows too. Whenever there's a lot of brothers watching it, they'll just keep on posting scriptures, posting precepts. And at the point of one of his live shows, he kind of does it a lot. He'll just start reading the precepts off the comment board, and it'll break them down. But so the one that I was watching today, I was taking a break on work, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put together a lesson, just from Ari Amlab's live show. And what he went in on was the red horse in Revelation, the 6th chapter. And it didn't take but 5 minutes to break down this one time, because I only had 15 minutes. And I basically only spent 5 minutes watching the video. And I wrote down 3 precepts, but of course some others came to mind. And look, that's all I did, was I highlighted it. And, I think a brother posted Habakkuk 2 and 5, and Ari Amlab brought out the precept Job 9 and 24, and he mentioned, Genesis of Esau, Edom, his blessing, and him being born, all right? Jacob and Esau being born, and that's what I'm going to get into, all right? So this is Revelation 6 and 4. It says, "And there went out another horse that was red," all right? And that word horse is symbolic for power. Not all the time in scriptures, but in this particular sense, Revelation is very symbolic, I guess you should say, metaphoric. All right, so there's a great power structure, like a government or something, that was red. All right, and red symbolizes Esau, Edom. And to back that up real quick, I'm going to jump to Genesis 25. All right. All right, this is Genesis 25. I'll start at 21. And it says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." All right, Esau is that one that's red. All right, he's the first documented person to be described as red. And that it's been revealed that Esau, Edom, the Edomites in the scripture, are so-called white people. All right, I say so-called. I want to put emphasis on that so-called. All right, because you're gonna have people that look like white people that are actually not Edomites. But as a whole, just as an indicator, red people, so-called white people, are Edomites. All right, and that's who the power structure is in Revelation 6:4. And to further prove that, if you look up Edom in the Hebrew, it means the word is Adawam, which means red. All right. And the scriptures talk a lot about Esau. All right. You know, Romans, the 9th chapter, talks about how Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. I believe in the book of Hebrews, it talks about how there's no profane person as Esau because he sold his birthright. And that Romans 9th chapter actually quotes a psalm that backs that up. All right, Paul was quoting the scriptures when he wrote that, saying, "Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." All right, and let's see. I'm gonna get Genesis the 27th chapter, at verse 34. Actually, I'm gonna go back to Revelation 6:4 real quick. It says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." All right, so there was given to him a great sword, and what did he do with that? He took the peace from the earth. You know, if we're just to let you know, we're in the end times. If this is your first time coming across a Great Millstone video, you know, but yeah, we're in the end times, and if you ever wonder, you know, why is the world the way it is, it's because we're living in the end times. All right, and Esau, Edom, has come into rulership, and he's taken the peace from the earth. All right, and to show you that Esau is the one that was given that sword. Esau's blessing was the sword, according to Genesis 27. What did I say? 34. Yeah, in 34 it says, "And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob?" Let's see. "Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?" All right, and just to let you know, it's prophesied for Jacob to get the birthright and the blessing. All right, so it wasn't really that he stole it. All right, it was prophesied to happen. But the Most High likes drama. All right, that's the reason why he created that little story, was to show you how clever Jacob is and how profane Esau is. You know, the Most High set it up that way. All right. Verse 37. "And Isaac answered it and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." All right. So right there, it tells you that he was given that sword. Let's see, and it says he's gonna live by that sword. All right, and that's how he conquered. That's how he was given the dominion over the world. Salakia, I'm kind of sick. But this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And that's what the so-called white man does, is he changes history. He comes up with lies. Because if you do your research, that's exactly what he did. All right, you can look up the iconoclasm of the Byzantine Empire. If you do your research or just Google black icons in Europe, you'll notice that during the Byzantine Empire, so-called black people who are actually Israelites from the tribe of Judah, they ruled Europe at that time. And of course, they painted their icons and put their images up. But Esau, when he came back into rulership, he destroyed all those icons and put his face over it. And then he did that especially with the icons of the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahushai. All right, you can look up Cesare Borgia. Read Revelation. I forget what chapter it is, but the book of Revelation and the book of Daniel describe the Lord to be a dark-skinned person with white woolly hair. All right, and the so-called white man put up the image of Cesare Borgia. All right, let's see what else. Oh yeah, Habakkuk. This is the one that the brother posted. I forget his YouTube channel, but this was a good precept. Let's see. This is Habakkuk. Let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, this is Habakkuk 2:5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what America is known for. All right, going into these different lands, overthrowing their government, and inputting democracies so they could rule over them. All right, and chiefly it's not so much American thing as it is an Edomite thing. That's how Esau got his dominion over America, even over Europe. All right, that's what he does. He comes in there and he kills everybody off, changes the history, and says that he has a God-given right to be there. All right, that's what he did in Ireland. That's how you know that a lot of Irish are actually Israelites, is because they fall under the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, they were overcome by what's his name, Oliver Cromwell. All right, if you do research on the Cromwellian conquest, all right, that's what happened to a lot of those Israelites over there in Ireland. They were forced into captivity in Barbados and in throughout some parts of America. All right. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that leadeth himself with thick clay. Right? Because that's what he does. That's what people have started to say since the 70s. You know, like, why are we even here? Like, why are we fighting this Vietnamese war? Like, that's not our land. That's not for us to decide how they dictate things. But that's how Esau is. He wants control over everything. You know, America just wasn't enough. You know, Europe wasn't just enough. And that's why he's over there in the Middle East right now, trying to conquer Israel and go into Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Egypt, you name it. He wants it all, man. You know, he really wants that Middle Eastern part of the land because he knows the scriptures. He's trying to take that birthright back. But he's not a spiritual person. He can't see the prophecies. He can't see these prophecies, man. But anyways, it says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booty unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. And the remnant is talking about the the elect and 1/3 of Israel. All right, that you can read about in Revelation, the 7th chapter, 2nd Esdras, the 2nd chapter towards the end, I believe. Talking about the ones getting robed in white apparel and getting crowned by Yahushua, or the one who has the highest stature. and Zechariah, the 13th chapter, toward, like, at the end, talking about how 2 parts shall die and the 3rd shall be saved. But it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth and evil covetousness, to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. All right, because that's how Esau Edom has built up his empire, is rape, rob, and murdering people, especially Israelites. Because the North American Indians, or the Native Americans, so-called, I should say, what'd he do when he came over here? He killed them off, whether it was by plagues, diseases, by the sword, and then he took whatever was left of them and put them over into captivity back in Europe. And then he forced the rest of them out west and continued to kill them. Same thing with the Mexicans. He pushed them south, the Issacharites. All right, and then you know what happened to Judah. You know, the so-called Negroes. He went over into West Africa, where they fled after 70 AD out of Jerusalem. They fled into the west coast of Africa, and then some years later, he took them and put them in captivity in North America. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna grab Obadiah, because that talks on Esau too. All right. This is Obadiah 1. And I'll start at 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. That's the thing about so-called white people. They're very proud. All right, Edomites are very proud. They're never humble. All right, but you got a lot of Israelites that are proud too. But Esau, that's where Israel gets it from, is being because they look up to the so-called white man as uh, uh, the their heavenly father, as like you could say. Um, but it says, "Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high," and that's how Esau is, man. They dwell in the cliffs of the rock. That's why they build these skyscrapers. And that word Caucasian means cave dwellers. The Caucasus Mountains. That's where they originate from. All right. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, "Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai." Um, yeah, man, that's just who the red horse is in the book of Revelation. Is Esau Edom. And I hope this video was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.